Hey Facebook, it's Lance Morgan here with College Funding Education, and we are going to play a game today. Who's excited? Now this is going to take some interaction, and I'm sure most of you are not watching this live. So I need you to be typing in the comments even if you're watching this as a recording. So would you say your income is common or uncommon? And how much money do you think people make? Well, that's what we are going to talk about today. Now, this is not talking about careers. If your kids are going and looking at careers because they want to decide what they want to do for in college and what kind of education they want, they might be looking at how much a doctor makes or how much an engineer makes or something like that. What we're going to talk about today is how much money the average person makes. In other words, to be in the top half of the country, how much do you have to make? So, you ready to play? All right, now, in the comments, make sure you're typing in the comments, even if you're watching this as a recording. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so here's the question. Would you say your income is common or uncommon? Type in the comments. Just say common or uncommon. You don't have to say you're common or uncommon. You don't have to say how much your income is. You just have to say whether you think your income is common or uncommon. Okay, now, let's see. Here we go here. All right, here's the game. Here's what we're going to find out. To be in the top half of the country, how much do you think you would need to make to be in the top half of the country? So in your comments, type top half. I'll give you just a second. Type top half and then put in a number. Put in a number of how much you think that you would have to make to be in the top half wealthiest people in the country. So the top half wealthiest people in the country, how much do you think you would have to make? And the answer is, survey says, $40,078 puts you in the top half wealthiest people in the country. Now, this is adjusted gross income coming straight from the IRS's website. So $40,078 puts you in the top half wealthiest people in the country. Mind-boggling, isn't it? All right, maybe you got it right, maybe you didn't. So now put top 25% and then put a number. How much do you think you would have to make in this country, not in the world, but in this country, how much do you think you would have to make to be in the top 25% wealthiest people in the country as a family, household income, right? All right, and the answer is $80,921 a year puts you in the top 25% according to the adjusted gross income. All righty, now in your comments, go ahead and type in how much you think you would have to be in the top 10%. So write in, type top 10% and then put in a number. Top 10% wealthiest people in the country. How much do you think you would have to make? And the number is, survey says, $139,713 puts you in the top 10% wealthiest people in the country. And to be in the top 5%, top 5%, put in your guesses, type in top 5%, type in the comments what you guess you would have to make to be in the top 5% wealthiest people in the country. And the answer is $197,651 adjusted gross income. All right, how about that top 1%er? Right? How much does it take to be in the top 1%? Type in top 1% and put in a number. Now, these are your top 1% wealthiest people, wealthiest families, wealthiest adjusted gross income. All right, top 1%. The answer is $480,804. Amazing, isn't it? Take a look at those numbers. Now, just in case you're curious, my point was not to talk about the taxes, but since you might be curious, I'll just unveil that the top half of the country pays 96.96% of all the taxes. The top 25% of the country pays 85% of all the taxes, almost 86% of all the taxes, right? And the top 10% pays 69% of all the taxes. The top 5% pays 58% of all the taxes, and the top 1% pays 37% of all of the taxes. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, let me switch back here to my video, and let's see here. All right, hopefully you are seeing me. Let me jump over here. There we go. Okay, hopefully you are seeing me. Now, in my book, so I'm the founder and owner of College Funding Education, and in my book, I wrote the book called The Retirement Scholarship Strategy, and as you see here, it says, the new way to save and pay for college, and the problem with traditional college savings plans. Now, if you want to get this book, you can go and download it at newcollegefunding.com. But my point is that a lot of people do the traditional thing because they think that their income is common. If your income is uncommon, if you're in the top half or even in the top 25% of the country, your income is definitely uncommon. So you should consider uncommon strategies if you have an uncommon income. So the traditional way to pay for college, which is to save money in a 529 plan or another college savings plan, and then spend as much of it as you have on college and then try to cash flow the rest and then borrow what you're short, that's not the way you should be paying for college. There are many problems with that scenario there. But most families, they use what little savings they have, they try to cash flow as much as they can, and then they borrow the rest. Okay? There are many other ways to solve the problem where you can actually pay for college and get all your money back during retirement, which is what I talk about in my book. So once again, go and download the book at newcollegefunding.com. And my point of all this is to think a little bit different, think a little bit outside the box. I know a lot of people, like Dave Ramsey, for example, might talk about things that are correct, and I'm not opposed to them for a certain group of people. So if you are in a certain group of people, like for example, if you're in the bottom half of the country, then maybe your strategy should be different than if you're in the top half of the country. So it's almost impossible to have a blanket financial plan or a blanket financial strategy for everyone in the country. Everybody is different. Okay, so this book talks about ways to think outside the box and ways to get more creative with how you pay for college. And in the back of the book, or if you download it, the digital copy, in the very end, the last page of the book, there is a link where you can actually download, or sorry, I'm not download, but there's a link that you can schedule an appointment where we will build you a college funding plan for your specific scenario, the number of kids you have, how much you plan on paying for college, and your financial situation. We will give you an actual college funding plan for free that will show you exactly how to apply the techniques that you're going to learn in this book. So once again, go and get it at newcollegefunding.com and share this video with other people that might want to play this game and that could benefit from this information. So hopefully you learned something from it today. And like I said, share it with somebody and like it. Make a comment if you like it. And thanks for playing. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.